What's up, good people? David Taub here, coming to you from nextlevelguitar.com, and I thought I would talk to you a little bit today about what to bring to a gig, what every gigging musician should have in their box to take to their gigs. Basically, my philosophy is this, and this is just, my crazy thinking. If something can break down, it will. Okay, so you want to have backup. You always want to have backup to as much stuff as possible. No, I'm not suggesting carrying around 2 amps. I mean, if you reach the level where you could do that, that's great. But for most of us, I'm not saying go to that extreme per se, but you want to have plenty of stuff, plenty of backup, and plenty of things with you that'll help you get through the challenging times, because they are going to come up when you're playing, especially if you're playing out a lot and your equipment's taking a lot of use and abuse and whatnot. You want to be prepared. So let me go over a few things that I make sure I don't leave home without going to every show. The first thing is backup cables. You want to make sure you have plenty of backup speaker cables if you have a head where you're connecting it to your cabinet, plenty of backup instrument cables, and high quality instrument cables, the highest you can afford. I like Mugami cables. Watch our lesson, our module on cables, and you can learn if you would like to learn a little more about that. Patch cables, you want to have plenty of backup in case something goes down. One of the most important things I find, believe it or not, is this. Duct tape. Get yourself a nice big fat roll of duct tape. You're going to use it to tape down your cables. You're going to use it in a myriad of different ways, and you're always here, where's the duct tape? Where's the duct tape? You know what I mean? So grab a big fat roll of it and put it in your box. It really comes in handy. You use it a lot. For all you performers out there, you probably know that a lot of these venues you're playing have limited outlets, limited electricity. So definitely you want to have a surge protector, okay? This is a must. A lot of times as a guitar you might get one outlet, and then you have to drive your amp, your wireless, your effects, everything off of one. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? Because you just plug this in, away you go. This is a must-have. Make sure you get a good one and bring it to every show. Along those lines, you might have an outlet that's kind of far away that you need to get to, so make sure you have extension cords. Okay? I take at least 1, many instances 2 to every show, because a lot of these venues, you might be playing an area and the electricity is over there in that area, so you got to run it with cords. So make sure you bring your cords. Here's a little thing I like to throw into my box. This is an adapter where it's a 3-prong adapter where it plugs into the wall, and it gives me 3 outlets out of 1. It's nice, comes in handy every once in a while, especially if there's limited amount of outlets. I like to keep it because sometimes other people in the band might have to use it for the PA, you might have, the bass player, whatever. It's nice to have. Along those lines, I also carry in my little box here, occasionally you'll run into a venue that has non-grounded plugs. Maybe not all of them. Most places today will have the 3 outlets plugs, but sometimes they might, in addition to those, have some 2 outlet plugs, and it might be in an area where you need it. So you need an adapter that goes from a 2 to a 3, and that's what this is. They're $1. You can get them at any home center or Radio Shack. Well worth it. I carry a couple of them. I don't use them much, but again, I want to have them in case I need them. This is a cool little thing. It's just a little compartment. It might have been for fishing lures. I don't remember where exactly I got this, but it's kind of cool. Just a plastic case with all these little compartments. I could keep tons of stuff. That's why I have a big assortment of picks. You want to have tons of those. Believe it or not, I use these a lot. Nail clippers. How many times you get to a gig where you find out you have a hangnail, or on your fret hand your one nail is a little long, you got to trim it. So bring a set of nail clippers. It's good to have them. I use an assortment of Allen wrenches in case I have to make some guitar setup adjustments. I want to have them there. Patch cable, more adapters. This way I have them. This is nice to have them in a nice little box. Keeps everything nice. Spare batteries. That's a must. You definitely want to take spare batteries to your shows, especially if you're a big effects guy. You could, even if you're running, like I run a powered pedal board. It's powered. However, what if something happens to it? It breaks or something. I'm going to have to run them off batteries. I want to make sure I have that. Again, if it can break down, it will. That's what you want to think. An assortment of tools. Small assortment. I'm not saying roll your big Craftsman 2 stack to every show with you, but you want to have some basic tools, again, in case you got to work on your guitar, your amp. I bring with me, Phillips regular screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, and a good pair of cutters and electrical strippers in case you got to do some electrical work or cut your guitar strings, whatever. So again, you want to have them with you. Flashlight, I like bringing to my shows. Lots of times it's dark on the stage. I got to make adjustments to the amp. I got to move things around, or when I'm running cables or whatever. So it's nice to have a flashlight. It's nice to have it. Here's something that you probably never seen before. It's called a pen. And believe it or not, I don't know how many gigs that in the past I've been like, well, who's got the pen? Where's the pen? We need the pen, because you're going to be networking with other musicians. You might want to write down the band email address, or you have an email list, phone numbers. You also want to have your business cards with you. I bring a big stack to every show. Hand them out. Business cards are cheap. Hand them out. You know what I'm saying? If you have demo CDs, bring a stack. Give them away. What difference does it make? It makes sure if you're giving away your demo CD, it has your contact information, your website. Just give them away. Get people listening, create that buzz. Phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, write them down, bring your pen. What else we got here? Oh, I like bringing up, I usually bring multiple guitars, at least 3 to every show. Different tunings, you got to have backup. That's another thing. If you're bringing 1 guitar to each show, if you only have 1, then you're doing what you could do, right? But you should at least bring 2 to have a backup, because if you bust a string, you can't shut down the whole show while you change a string. You know what I mean? You just got to grab another guitar and go. So have at least 1 backup guitar, and if you're working in multiple tunings like most bands are now, you're going to need 2, 3 guitars to keep the show moving. That's the worst thing. You're playing a show and there's 3-4 minutes of dead space, the band in between songs. No good. You got to keep that flow, keep people engaged. I like bringing guitar stands. And I like bringing these are small ones that fold up, that fit into my box. I have like an SKB case that I bring, and these fit right in there. They even make smaller ones, you know, because if you're working a lot, you want to kind of compact down. But it looks so much better to have your guitars nicely on stands, as well as it's safer. A lot of times guys won't bring stands, they'll just lean their guitars up against their amps, bang, they fall over. You know, people in the crowd might have too much to drink, they come up on stage, knock it over, they're on break, knock it over. Now you have problems because you just broke the nut on your guitar or busted something. So get some stands, put them in there in your box so you have them. It's best to have things and not need it than to need it and not have them, especially when you're live 2 hours from your house. You're not going to be able to make a trip back to get something. Okay? So I'm also a big proponent on getting a case for all this stuff. You know, get an SKB case or another kind of case that you could just keep everything in there nice and neat, and this way you grab that case. You don't want to be taking all these individual items and put them in a shopping bag. Get a nice rugged case, take care of your equipment, and it will last, you know, a long time. That's about it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but the main thing is to have backup. Have backup for as much as you can, and try to think in terms of, well, what will happen if this will break? What am I going to do? What happens if this breaks? Am I prepared? Do I have backup? Okay? So I hope you found this helpful. For more tips, lessons, we have over 250 lessons, jam tracks, written lessons, instructional lessons, beginner, intermediate, advanced. Go to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. Hit the orange subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, and subscribe to our videos. Sign up for our newsletter, and I hope to see you on the website soon. Email us onto our forum, and I'm David Taub, and I will see you in the next lesson. Rock on.